Welcome to Making an Impact. I'm your host, Karen Ross. Hearing the word cancer is unbelievably frightening for both the one affected and for the people who love them. Today, my guests are Holly and Katie Raisipur, who have had to deal with those circumstances firsthand, but have turned that diagnosis into making a difference in the world. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you.
Holly, when were you first diagnosed with cancer?
I was first diagnosed in February of 2010. I was diagnosed with ductal carcinoma in situ, DCIS, which is the presence of abnormal cells inside a milk duct in the breast. DCIS is considered the earliest form of breast cancer. It's non-invasive, meaning it hasn't spread out to the milk ducts to invade other parts of the breast.
And what type of treatment did you receive?
I had a lumpectomy in March of 2010, followed by 33 radiation treatments. I finished on June 3rd, 2010, 2 days before my 40th birthday.
And I know you're originally from Massachusetts, but at the time you were living out of state?
Correct. I grew up in Northborough, and we moved to Seattle and lived there for 14 years. So my treatments were all done in Seattle.
And when did you move back to the Westboro area?
We moved back here almost 2 years ago, August of 2010, and that was just a few months after I finished my treatments.
So after your treatments, you were deciding that you wanted to get involved and somehow making a difference in cancer, and what did you decide to do?
I had always wanted to walk in the Susan G. Komen 3-Day for the Cure, which is a 60-mile walk. And so 3 months after I finished my treatments, I walked in the Seattle 3-Day for the Cure. So we had already moved here, but decided that I would fly back and do my first walk for the 60 miles in Seattle. And that was September of 2010. Then I followed that, and when we came, because we lived here, I did the 3-Day for the Cure in July of 2011 and flew back again last September and did the 3-Day for the Cure in Seattle as well. So I've done 3 60-mile walks.
That's absolutely amazing. Congratulations. I know you have to raise a fair amount of money for each walk. And how much money is that?
We need to raise $2,300 for each walk. So each year, since I do 2 walks, I have to raise $4,600.
So how do you do that? How do you raise all that money?
With lots and lots and lots of fundraising. So my 2 teams that I belong to, which is the Pink Angels here in Boston and the Valley Girls and Guys in Seattle, we kind of fundraise different. In Seattle, we fundraise as a team, and we hold 2 major events. In Seattle, right now, as of 2012, we have raised $123,000 just for this year, which is amazing. And in Boston, like I said, we actually fundraise individually. So I've held lots of different fundraisers. We've had pink hair extensions. We've had an Uno's night. I've held 2 amazing races. We've done a fundraiser at Claytime in Shrewsbury. Jenny Boston has hosted a couple fundraisers for us. I've done Bunko for Boobs. I've done Super Bowl squares. And in April, we're actually holding our first fundraiser at the Paint Bar in Newton, simultaneously via Skype with Canvas in Kirkland, Washington, and we're going to be painting for a cure.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for doing all that work. So Holly, besides having the support of your family, what other local support groups that have been important in your progress?
I belong to a local support group here called Cancer Support for All, or CASFA, which was organized the summer of 2011. We meet the first Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. for a workshop or presentation focused on improving our physical, emotional, and psychological health and well-being. We also meet the 3rd Monday of every month at noon for informal discussion. We also offer a yoga class for interested survivors on the 2nd and 4th Wednesdays of every month. This is a group that means a lot to me because when you have cancer, you have a lot of support around you from your family and friends, but once you've finished all of your treatments, everyone kind of goes on their way, and this is a nice support group for people that remember that you are a survivor and that you did have cancer and you did go through this horrible thing. The person to contact if anyone is interested, her name is Joanne Sullivan, and we can give her contact information at the end of the program.
We're also on location here at the Westboro High School. This is the site for the upcoming American Cancer Society's Relay for Life event, in which Katie serves as the co-chair along with Anna Skidmore. Katie, how did you get involved in the Relay for Life?
Last year, I was asked by a classmate to join their team for the Relay for Life at Northborough. And instead of doing that, I decided to make my own team called Holly's Heroes, and we got a 30-person team together for the event last year.
So, Katie, you're the daughter of Holly. So, what inspired you for putting together that team for the Relay for Life?
After my mom's diagnosis, I really wanted to do something to give back to cancer after all the treatment that helped my mom make it through this. So I decided I wanted to do the 60-mile walk with her, but I was too young. So I had to find something else to do. So instead I decided to make my own Relay for Life team in honor of my mom called Holly's Heroes.
And so why did you decide to bring it to Westboro?
A lot of fellow classmates and friends of my sisters told me that it was kind of difficult for them to go all the way to Northborough rather than having the event here at Westboro. So I decided that I'd bring the event to Westboro this year to make it more convenient for others.
And for those people who aren't familiar with the Relay for Life, can you explain exactly what type of event is it?
It's a large-scale community event where different teams will take turns walking around the track, and they'll do fundraisers either beforehand or at the event, having one person walk around the track at all times in order to show our support for anyone who's fought cancer, is fighting cancer, or lost the battle to cancer.
And when is the event here in Westboro?
It's Saturday, May 12th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. right on the track behind us.
And how much does it cost to actually participate?
For any normal participant, it costs $10, and you can register for that online or by a paper registration form. If you're a survivor and you just want to participate in survivor events, it's free of charge, and every participant, whether you're a survivor or a normal participant, gets a free t-shirt for signing up.
And you mentioned if you're a survivor and you would like to participate in the relay, what are you supposed to be doing?
Well, we will have a survivor lap where we honor all the survivors from cancer, and then we'll have a caregiver lap with them. We're also going to have a survivor brunch this year, which is a little non-traditional, but we're putting a new spin on things to have a survivor brunch free of charge for any survivor. We'll also have a luminaria ceremony, which has bags that light up around the track in honor of anyone who has survived or lost the battle to cancer.
And you brought a bag with you?
Yes, I actually have one with me now.
And how do people get a hold of those bags?
You can either purchase these we're having an event at Roach Brothers on April 28th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And they're also going to be sold the week of Relay at the high school at all lunches. You can also order them online or contact Katie Hafner, and she'll get you the information for that.
And what is the cost of the bag?
The bag is $10, but if a team chooses to do a fundraiser on their own with the bag, they can set a different cost for that.
And so if the person wants to decorate the bag themselves, they can do that. But what if they're saying, well, I'd like to just purchase the bag, but I don't think I'm very creative and I don't want to decorate the bag. What can they do?
They can still donate the bag. If they want to put a person's name on it, they're welcome to do that. Otherwise, I'm doing a few events where I'm going to do one at the senior center and at an elementary school where people will decorate the bags for others.
So is this only a teen event? You're having it here at the high school, and of course you're a junior here at the high school. Is it just the high school participants?
So far, the only people that we've had sign up are mainly high school participants, but any age, as long as you can walk, you can go. And even if you're not able to walk, someone will push you in a wheelchair. My 92-year-old grandmother got pushed around last year in a wheelchair so she could participate.
So everybody is welcome to participate and to come to the event and to walk and to take notice of the luminaria. I think you mentioned that when they light up the luminaria, which is going to be at the end of the ceremony, they're going to have words of encouragement that are going to be listed, that are going to be put on the benches.
Yeah, we'll also spell out a word, either hope or cure, and put that on the bleachers right behind the track. And there will also be bags lining the inner and outer lanes of the track.
So what if somebody wants to participate and they don't have a team that they're a part of, or they haven't been asked to be part of a team? What can they do?
They can sign up individually. You can have a team as little as one person or as big as 400 people. It doesn't really matter how many people are on your team. Also, if you're interested in being a part of a team, you can get together your own team. Ask your friends, ask your coworkers. It's really easy to start a team. People are really willing to get involved. Also, you can always email, again, Katie Hafner, and she can set you up with some other people who may want to join a team as well.
Okay, so we'll provide Katie's email and also the website information on our Westboro Cable TV after the show so that people can figure out a link to be able to get there to register. So if you have a team here, or at the high school, right, the backdrop is the high school and the field, so everyone is going to be have a certain site on the field and they're going to walk around the actual track?
Yeah, each team will be assigned a different campsite. If you have a larger team, like I have a team of 30 people, so I registered as 2 separate teams. That way I have 2 campsites. You can have 1 campsite if you want, but sometimes with larger teams it's easier to get 2, and those will be assigned for you.
And so with the teams, will there be prizes handed out? Or are you going to just kind of have spirit awards? What are you looking to do?
We're looking to do some spirit awards and fundraising awards for the top fundraising teams and individuals. We're also going to have some games throughout the day to get people pumped up and give out prizes for the winners of those contests.
So the whole day sounds like it's going to be very inspirational. Of course, a lot of fun for everybody involved, all different ages. And it's going to run from 10 a.m. in the morning till 10 p.m. on May 12th, which is a Saturday. So hopefully people can come down the entire time and be a part of it. But certainly even if you can come down for part of it, that's okay, right?
Exactly. Even if you're not able to show up, you can still donate. There's many different ways to be involved. You don't have to stay for the whole event if you're unable to. I know there's a number of different people who are just coming for part of the time. That's perfectly okay.
And do you have sponsors for the event? Anybody sponsoring you here?
So far, Christina's Cafe and South Street Diner, along with Rotary Pizza, have donated different items to different relay planning events. Also, we have the DCU Credit Union has offered to do our bank nights for us, and we have a bunch of other businesses that we're getting on board soon.
We love that the local businesses get involved in helping here in the community, and certainly we encourage other businesses to hop on board and to help for this wonderful event. What about volunteers? You need people to set up, to clean up?
Yeah, we actually have a planning committee that's been working on figuring out the logistics for that, but we would, of course, love as many volunteers as possible. We're really trying to get some more adults involved because we have a lot of teenagers running the event right now. And again, you can contact Katie Hafner to get involved in that.
And how are you advertising for the event?
As soon as the permit was passed, we've been putting up posters around the high school. We're also going to be putting up some posters around the town. I also wrote a letter to the editor of the Westboro Patch, and we've got some information throughout there. And we also can advertise through our website. It tells about all the different meetings and fundraisers we have coming up.
Well, it really sounds like an exciting event, and thank you so much for organizing the event. And Holly, thank you so much for being such an inspiration to your daughters and to all women for doing everything that you've done for cancer and for helping out. And Katie, thank you so much for being such an outstanding high school junior, and for really doing your part in helping everybody who's been affected by cancer. I really appreciate you ladies coming on the show, and thank you both for making an impact.